Hi everyone, so my name is Danielle. I'm a travel consultant and enthusiast, and I decided I needed to make this video because after countless hours doing research and watching the same 4 videos on here, which I love them, trust me, I watched them a billion times leading up to my trip, but I noticed that there was still information missing. And so while I'm not saying I'm gonna have all of the info, I just wanted to share my experience as well, and hopefully help out whoever is deciding to travel here. All right, so let's kick this off. This was a birthday trip that we decided to take April 6th, 2021 to Hammock Cove. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Hammock Cove, it's a luxury adults only boutique property with 42 villas, either water view or waterfront, which to me, that made it perfect because this was during COVID times. So we all know what was going on, or what is still going on, with COVID and capacity control. But it's all inclusive. All rooms are about 1,081 square feet. They all have king size beds, dual showers. There are no soaking tubs, but you do have your private plunge pool. Now this plunge pool is not heated. I know it didn't bother me at all. I think it felt great, but my significant other, needless to say, Anyway, there is a fully stocked minibar, and of course, every single villa has its own terrace, which is fantastic. They also come with a cell phone, which reminds me of like a throwback phone, like the old school, you play Snake on this phone, but this is what's used to get in touch with your ambassador. Now, when we were there, our ambassadors were Sheldon and Mark, and when I tell you anything that we wanted, like, they got it done. If you've ever been there and you had them as ambassadors, then you know, and if you're on your way there, I would recommend, because there is nothing that we asked for that we did not get. Okay, so let's talk about getting there. We booked Roger Taxis and Tours, which I emailed them at 1:30 in the morning. I got a response back by 4 asking for my flight details and had them booked by 6 a.m. Their service is impeccable. Our flight arrived an entire hour early, and we were worried because we weren't sure how we were supposed to get in touch with them because we got there so early and our time was, set. Well, as soon as we left the airport, which of course with COVID, it was only like a 5-minute, going through everything. But we stepped outside and Ron was there, which is Roger's brother. When I tell you, Ron will make your experience, he truly, honestly will. He is a fantastic guide and such a great guy. I can't say it enough. I recommend them. I know that they usually say you can set up your transportation with Elite Islands, but Elite Islands will also tell you, you can get a taxi or you could get a private transfer, which would be way more cost effective. That is a donkey, which is right across from the resort. Don't be alarmed by them. You will see them when you are at the lighthouse eating dinner. So just a heads up, that's a donkey. All right, so this is the main lobby area. This is where when you first arrive, they cart you off to the main bar so you can have your drink while they wait for your villa, as well as your ambassador to be ready. Also within this area, this is where you would book your excursions, which are over on the other side. Then they have their, girl, move your fingers. Then they have, of course, these beautiful rocking chairs, a nice area where you can just kind of relax. And also it gives you views of the ocean, as well as the beach and the tiered main pool. And there are some of the waterfront villas as well. So I will say, which of course I have more footage of, For the main pool, it's usually empty because everybody's out on the beach. But yeah, so this is the common area. It also has a restaurant called Irina's, which you would eat breakfast here. You could eat lunch as well as dinner. Again, that's the main bar. So you can either eat inside here, which again, while I was there, I noticed it's empty because, I mean, you're in Antigua, you want to eat outside, right? Or you come out here to this beautiful area. Now, I will say with being out here, the birds don't play. They will harass you, but they won't attack you. All right, so let's get to the room. Now, excuse my room because it is partially clean. The reason for that being is because the first day we got there, I got so damn excited that someone forgot to actually start recording. That and I was exhausted. We flew really early. But anyway, so you have your desk, you have your king size bed, disregard that. So you have your TV, which if you are, girl, move your finger again. If you are a person that likes to try to take their Fire Stick places, you can't plug it in there, so just save that at home. Then you have your closet area, and then you move on to the bathroom, and of course, toilet. I don't need to show you that because you already know. You have your mirrors, you have your him and her sinks, you have your dual showers. Like I stated, there are no soaking tubs here, just the dual shower. Then when you leave the bathroom, again, you're back to your room, your king size bed. Again, the desk that does have your Keurig for all your teas and coffee drinkers out there if you feel like you need it. They do provide books in the room. You know, I don't know how many people actually read the books while they're there, but let's go outside. This is it, right? This beautiful view. So I am in a water view room, believe it or not. This is Villa 36. Personally, this is probably the best villa. Well, it is the best water view villa to get because you have that full view of the ocean. It feels like a waterfront. Here you have all of the alcohol. My significant other loved that Antiguan rum so much that we bought some on our way back from the airport. You have your fully stocked mini bar, which of course has your waters, your juices, your tonic waters, Prosecco, wines, just everything in there. And then of course you just have your lounging area. Again, that view to die for. I know rooms are just requests, they're not guaranteed, but I would strongly recommend if you are looking at a water view room, Villa 36, because this is what you're getting and you can't beat that. Also, I'm on Devil's Bridge side, so you can actually see Devil's Bridge from there, which is like a 5-minute walk. All right, so also this is us being lazy and getting a ride from our villa to the beach, which is like a 2-minute walk. So don't judge us, we're on vacation, but you call your ambassador and they will come and they will get you. No matter where you are, you call, they come, and that is just that. So as you see, this ride, it's embarrassing, but I needed y'all to know that it's not that far, but they will still come get you. So do not feel ashamed because you're calling them to take you to the beach. They'll do it. No judgment. All right, so look at me fixing that camera. We are a bit shaky today, as I can tell. The drinks are really good here, by the way. But we are walking down to the beach now, and if you see that trail, that's literally where we came from. So, like I said, it's embarrassing, but girl, you use that golf cart because that's what they're there to help you with, and everyone is fabulous about it. But over there, you can see that's one of the tiers of the pool, and like I told you, completely empty. And as we walk down, you will see the second tier of the pool, which is always getting cleaned constantly, like constantly. But again, very empty. And you can see part of the beach where they have some of the water sports activities. And man, those fingers. And also you can see like the little hammocks out in the water. We were there like the entire time. It's fantastic. You see the other tier of the pool, as well as the deck over there, which if you do an excursion like the Calypso Cat, that is where they would pick you up. But we're still just walking down to the beach, and there is literally so much seating down there. That's why I said this place is phenomenal. With 42 villas and all of the seating, like, it is never ever crammed. This deck right here, I know people love to sit there. Me personally, I'm not a fan because the sun also is no joke. But if you are here, you will see Julio, which is great. When I tell you that man does everything, he does everything. Most of the time he's under the deck, like fixing the rocks. There's my finger. It's kind of by a veranda, which is their family property. It wasn't open when we were there, but that is another option if you are traveling with little ones. We left ours home with grandma and grandpa, but that is an option. And then the famous pink gazebo, which people get married there. They will have dinner, which you can set up with the property. We sat in these areas that were more covered because they're comfortable and you weren't getting that absolute direct sunlight. Also, wherever you are on the beach, whether if it's here or in the hammocks, they will bring drinks out to you. All you have to do is order them. So this is like their art gallery area. It is underneath the main deck area, and it does have the artist's name as well as her story and what inspired her. So if you're taking a stroll, which in this case it would be, again, if you're leaving the beach area and you're going back to your villa, or if you're leaving the beach area and you want to walk over to the spa or the gym or the gift shop area, you're gonna walk through here, or call the golf cart, get your ambassador, they'll drive you through here and you can view that artwork. And then again, there's still some, of course, villas over here, which you'll see it's a bit different on this side. So this is not the Devil Bridge side, this is the other side. So you can see those are water view villas as well, which they do say that you have some privacy. But for me, I feel like if I can see it just from walking here, that's not private enough for me. Because of course, you're either there with your significant other, or, this could be a girlfriend's trip or a guy friend's trip, either or. If I'm walking past, I can kind of see you. Not saying that I want to, but again, just a heads up, that's there. Those are the waterfront rooms. And we are walking over by the spa area, and as we get closer, you will see you can see little peaks of those other villas over on the other side, which again, that's the veranda property, which is still all inclusive, but it's a family resort as opposed to this being an adults only property. All right, so we're walking down by the gym, spa, and gift shop. And again, here's another water view room. You can kind of still see a peek through the lush garden area. But over here, you can see that beach there. That beach is for the veranda. So again, it is a bit different because it is a all-inclusive family property. And this is the adults only side, but they are two separate properties. So I know how some locations or other resorts have it where they only have an adults only area. These are two completely separate properties. So again, this is their beach area. Now, I will say this, with Hammock Cove, they do have rooms, I believe it's like Villa 17, 18, and maybe 19, which are over here more. They are, I believe, advertised still as a water view room, but what you're seeing is that beach area for the veranda as well. Now, it's not a big deal because, again, this place is beautiful. Like, I can't say it enough, but just as a heads up, that way, if you're on the website and you're looking at the resort map, you know, like, it's not going to really, it will have that ocean view, but you're also seeing that beach. So we're going into the spa slash gift shop area. As we're looking at the floor, again, we left the beach, so excuse me. But this is where you can, of course, purchase a hat. If you do not have a hat during vacation, I strongly recommend get one, because anyone that vacations knows, like, you're gonna need that with the sun. And of course, if you forget anything, they have your swim trunks, they have beach bags, they have, I know, what are they? Those like rash guards. They have slacks for the gentlemen if they forget them, especially because if you are eating at the lighthouse, you need to have, you know, gentlemen need to have slacks, closed-toed shoes. You know, if they want a long sleeve shirt, they can, depending on how much you want to dress up, but they do have a particular dress code to eat there. So this is where you would get it, as well as ladies if you forget something. So here we are, we're walking next day here, and we just left from our villa. So this is the lighthouse. And again, this is where, if you are signed up for the cooking demo, you would actually do the demo there, as well as, again, eat dinner at night. You want to let your ambassador know. I know when we had first arrived, we had told Sheldon, you know, we were looking to schedule our time for 6:30 dining reservation at the lighthouse. And when I tell you, he was on it every single day. He's like, hey, do you still want 6:30? I could go ahead and get you this time. This is Nobody Knows Rum Bar, which is directly underneath the lighthouse. So with here, you can, of course, have some drinks. They also have where you can, you know, smoke cigars. For the smokers, I wanted to put that out there. So on your private deck or terrace, you can smoke. My significant other, he is a smoker. Even though I'd like him to quit, that's anyway, you can smoke on your private balcony. So you know, don't have to worry about, oh my God, am I gonna have to go over to designated smoking areas? No, you have that there. Just don't bring it in the room because you don't wanna be charged. But as we're walking, these are, again, the water view villas, which I showed you in the previous clip, how they kind of appear. Now, these aren't the exact same ones because, again, we're leaving from my villa, which was 36, walking to the main lobby area, but you get an idea of how they are. So this is the pickleball court. I know if you haven't tried pickleball, go ahead and try it. Throw yourself outside of the elements. I know when we were there, we saw you know, people were utilizing it. I want to say we saw Chef Marco out there with his wife and the owner's wife, and they were playing. But as we walk through, like I said, we're going to the main lobby area. Now, I know I didn't touch base on this too much, but this is during COVID. They are very, you know, strict when it comes to having your mask on in common areas, but as you can see, everything else is open air. So if you're outside, it wasn't a big deal if you didn't have your mask on, but just make sure whenever you walk into a building, you are placing your mask on and you are sanitizing. They are polite with letting you know, don't forget to do this. And for this property, they do offer COVID testing. At the time that I was there, they offered COVID testing. If I'm not mistaken, it was $60 per person. US dollars, and they do the testing on site. It is a rapid test, as you could tell. They have their signs there. This property is great in terms of like social distancing, because again, it's a smaller property that only had those 42 villas, and everything was right sized in terms of social distancing. So you see, we're walking in, we're getting sanitizer. I gotta tell him to hold my stuff so I could get sanitizer. And yeah, like I said, so it's a rapid test that you would take, and you actually take it across from Chairman's Lounge, which I believe we're going up to now. And they will have your results back within an hour. And you don't have to, be in your room waiting. You can go to the beach. I know we did. And we received a call from one of our ambassadors like, hey, just so you know, your testing's in your room, so you're good to go. So this is Chairman's Lounge. This is where you can just, again, relax. It's fully air conditioned. There's music that plays constantly. You could, of course, change it. You can play Scrabble here, pool. It has its own deck area with beautiful views. As I'm opening the door, or attempting to open the door, you will see that. And again, it's in the main lobby area. So upstairs, of course. So again, you have a view over here of actually, like I stated, those villas with like the green tops, that's the veranda. And then you see the ocean front or waterfront rooms. And then also there is the 3-tiered pool. As you can see, again, it is being cleaned. This place you will see there's landscapers around. There are constantly people cleaning, like constantly. And then, the remaining view, of course, this is still the main beach. You can see the hammocks in the water. So this is up by Chairman's Lounge. Now in Chairman's Lounge, they also have, again, a drink area where you can prepare your own drink. Now, we didn't do all of that because, again, it's COVID. We're still trying to be cautious. Granted, we're traveling internationally, we still want to be cautious. But they have a mini bar in there as well, which is stocked with all of your tonic waters, your juices, beers. You could see, like I told you, Scrabble, where someone was in here playing. We weren't, but somebody was in here. They have chess, they have checkers, and again, this is during the daytime. So there is the mini bar. All right, so this is us leaving our villa at night. Now, I know I haven't talked that much about the Lighthouse, so let's go ahead and get into that. Lighthouse is their fine dining restaurant. I recommend that when you arrive, set up your reservations with your ambassador for every night that you're there. Reason for that being is it does have certain hours, of course, and you really don't want to miss out on anything. I know for us, we didn't eat there one night, and I regret that we didn't, because just speaking to, other people staying there, it was like a great meal, and it figures we missed out just so we could have some fish sticks. But anyway, their portions at the Lighthouse are a bit smaller than what you would get at Irina's, because it is considered fine dining. But again, if you're still hungry after eating at the Lighthouse, you can order Irina's, as well as they do have room service. Now, again, we were there during COVID, so there was certain times that things were open or available. But I can't stress it enough. Go ahead, get a meal at the Lighthouse. I know I joked with my significant other. I'm like, after this, if I'm still hungry, I'm gonna be ordering that burger from Irina's. But that is, like I said, that's the lighthouse. If you're not sure, and this is what I found out while I was there, and that's why I kind of wish that we did know ahead of time. If you're not sure if you want to eat there, you can reach out to your ambassador around 5 p.m. and ask them if they can either get you a menu. That way you have a little preview of what's going to be on the menu that night, and you could determine if it is best for you to eat at Irina's or if you want to go to the lighthouse. Especially because there are certain special moments that they have at the lighthouse. Like I know they have a 7-course meal there that's only offered. So just a heads up, I would definitely make sure that you have that information, as well as talking a little bit more about Irina's. Now, Irina's, like I said, that's open breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as, of course, any other snacks that you want in between time. With Irina's, you can, of course, eat there, or you can sit at the beach and come lunch. They'll go ahead and pass out the menus, and you can order right from, your beach chair, and they'll deliver it to you. There has not been a time that we ate at Irina's that it was not spot on. Like, my personal favorite is the burger. It was to die for, honestly. But they did also have a really good ceviche, and I mean, again, their breakfast is great too. Like, I'm hopping around, but all of the food here was phenomenal. So yeah, that's with Irina's, as well as they also have a beach barbecue that does take place. I would ask your ambassador what day it is, because they'll be able to tell you. That way you know what's going on and you know how to plan your dining accordingly. But so again, like I said, this was the night that we did not eat at the lighthouse. And so we're walking back to the main area to go to Irina's to pick up our food. And the funny thing is, again, we ordered, and instead of having them deliver it, I was like, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's just walk. It's a beautiful night. Why not? We get there. Andre, which is one of the bartenders, he was there. We're just here, waiting for our food, said we'll go ahead and get a water. Needless to say, we probably sat there for like 2 hours. Our food was ready. We're just sitting there at the bar, with Andre and some of the other travelers. So don't let Andre trap you down there with his amazing drinks and great conversation. So I'm walking back up to Chairman's Lounge. This is at night. And again, you could see it's still empty. Like, there is no shortage in a sense of privacy when it comes to these areas, because like everything, like I said, was pretty much empty. I know when we were there, it wasn't a full resort anyway, or wasn't at capacity, but even then, like, they had a nice amount of villas that still were, occupied. And I think we only ran into people really at the beach. But here I'm showing they do have vinyls, and like I said, you can get the drinks from there if you want. They have cards. I didn't talk about this earlier. They also have poker, of course, a TV that constantly seems to have sports on it. And this is the balcony area at night, which is absolutely breathtaking. So it gets pitch black there, but as you can see, I mean, beautiful, right? So there's the 3-tiered pool, and you really can't see anything else, but that's okay, because this is breathtaking. So this is the deck area again at night. All right, so I wanted to kind of just pop in here because I know you see me like touching things. So I just want to throw it out there. What you don't see is there is a person that is actually outside of Chairman's Lounge who he was waiting for us to leave. That way he can come in and re-sanitize everything. So I just wanted to point that out because again, I mean, it's travel during COVID, but they are so serious. I don't think that I got a clip, I probably didn't, of him literally going through and wiping everything down. I felt so bad because I'm like, had I known that I wouldn't have been running around touching everything, because the last thing you want to do is make anybody's like, you know, work life harder. But I just wanted to throw that out. All right, so we're leaving Chairman's Lounge now, and over in this area, this is where you're getting your COVID test. So, of course, we were traveling back into the States, so they required them 3 days prior to arrival in order for us to re-enter, to come back home. And so, going down the stairs to from Chairman's Lounge, as we're still going. Again, so this is back main lobby area. Over there they have an area, of course, if you want to just sit back, relax, sit in the rocking chairs. That is something that you can absolutely do. There's Andre over there getting ready to trap us. Had we had known, we still would have went, but still would have been more prepared, right? So you see the ground, just because I didn't want, there were like 1 or 2 people that were in there and I didn't want to throw them on camera and them not know about it. As you can see, someone's kind of out there eating dinner. So that's Gabriel, which I'm like, let me not put you on camera, Gabriel, because I don't know if you actually want to be. But we are still actually back at Irina's right now. And with Irina's, like I said, they have their main bar area, which during the day you usually see Lorenzo, who hooks it up every single time. This is the spirits that they have, which I feel like there's nothing that they didn't have other than like Hennessy. I know someone was looking for Hennessy. They did not have Hennessy, so I will say that. But I mean, they have everything else, and everything, you'll trust me, you'll drink whatever it is that they give you. That's for sure. So that's us, again, not knowing, and as we're waiting for our food, again, we should have been more prepared because Andre left really quick, came back, and then, like I said, we spent 2 hours with him. All right, so that's my significant other. That's Gabriel. When you first arrive, you'll see Gabriel at the bar, very first day, and in the background there with the blue shirt, that was Andre. And I am not, or do not have anything against Andre at all. So I want to throw that out there just in case if it's like, I felt like he just definitely trapped us. He did not. Normally he's at the lighthouse, and so if you see him in Irina's, like, you're in for a treat because you get to have more of an interaction with him, because when he's at the lighthouse and he's behind the bar, you know, it's quick, right? Because like you're ready to eat. So that's why I'm saying it. And see, that's when he started off with the drinks that were never ending or felt like they weren't. All right, right, so walking over to the other side of the lobby, again, this is actually where you would where you would check out if you haven't already, not in these seats, but over on the other side, as well as set up your excursions with Margaret. So that's the Calypso Cat. That is any excursions that you want to actually do in town. She would be able to go ahead and set it up for you, of course. And so this is us actually walking to Devil's Bridge. So like I said, it's about a 5-minute walk, leaving the resort. And again, it's beautiful. I definitely recommend, have some comfortable shoes, because the roads in Antigua are not paved like how we're used to, right? So it's a lot of rock. But again, so this is the walk, and like I mentioned, donkeys are out here. You're not going to see, like, we didn't see one here. Like I said, it was mostly upon arrival that we saw one. And when we were eating at night at the lighthouse, there were like a group of them. Oh, they were so cute. Of course, we saw them through the window. It's not like, they were just strolling through the resort, because they can't. The resort is guarded by the fence. But so we're walking, and I apologize again for the camera just kind of shaking, and you could see, look at the view, and we're not even there yet. It's just surrounded, of course, by water, and it's just blue and beautiful. So this is our walk. All right, so we're still walking to Devil's Bridge, but as we were walking, we noticed there was a little beach area, which I think is really nice as well, because if you are, tired of seeing the same scenery, or you just really want to go to a private location, there is this little mini beach that was there on your way to Devil's Bridge. So it is definitely something that, again, it is nice. And also there were vendors on Devil's Bridge as well. So if you were looking for souvenirs and you didn't really want to go to the gift shops there, but you really didn't want to leave the resort to go into town, then you do have these vendors. I know that we stopped. Her name was Vanetta. She had beautiful handmade jewelry, handmade maracas, which I cannot remember what she called them. I'll have to see if I can find that clip and maybe do like a part 2 with everything. But I know that's where we got the souvenirs. She did accept US dollars for all of my, people in the States. The main thing is, when you have a US dollar, please make sure that you do not have any tears or any rips, because that can make it difficult for them to actually use it in Island. So of course, because you want to, help with the economy out there, just be mindful of that as well. Okay, so as we are walking to Devil's Bridge, that pink Jeep there, that is the Pink Panther tours. Those can also be set up with Margaret. It's something where they do pick you up from the resort. They do also have drinks that are made by Lorenzo. A nice lunch as well. We didn't get the opportunity to actually do the Pink Panther like we did with the Calypso, but I've heard great things from the guests that were staying there, that it's definitely experience, to have. Now, a little caution here with walking to Devil's Bridge. Another reason why I'm like, you want to bring sneakers and not really have open toes. Again, the donkeys. So donkeys will travel up here. We didn't see any, but we sure saw their droppings. So you just really want to make sure to pay attention as to where you're walking. There's Vanetta. She was so kind to let us know exactly where Devil's Bridge was, and also wanted to let us know to make sure to stop by her van before we leave, in order to, of course, see her beautiful souvenirs. So this is Devil's Bridge.
I know they say once you get to like the, well, those are slippery rocks, never mind. All of those are slippery.
So once you get to what?
When I was watching the video, it said once you get to those, it's slippery. Because it's very topsoil. But
All right, so this was our last day here, and upon departure, we were getting a drink. Again, there's Gabriel. Like I said, he's usually the one of the first faces that you see when you arrive, and almost the last face that you see when you depart. So again, we've already checked out with Sheldon at the desk next to the excursions desk, and now we are just waiting for Ron to come pick us up from Paradise to drive us back to the airport. So we figured, why not have a drink before we leave? That's our last little toast to a beautiful vacation. All right, so now we have Ron. He just picked us up for our departure from Hammock Cove to go back to the airport. Just a few tidbits of information. So again, like I advised, Hammock Cove is a 5-star luxury, adult-only, all-inclusive property. They do have a mandatory resort fee of $24 per night, as well as at the time that we were traveling, again, they did offer COVID testing. That was about $60 per person, which is payable either with cash or you charge it back to your room. Now, just as a heads up, this property does not accept American Express on site. So what that means is if you book your travel reservation either directly with Elite Islands Vacations or through any other, third party, they may accept American Express for you to purchase the reservation. However, when you are on property, they do not accept American Express. Now, they do place a hold on your card as well for incidentals, which we know about. It could range anywhere between $300 and $350. But again, upon checkout, you could go ahead and if you want to switch your payment or split the payment where it is charged to your card or cash, that is something that is available as well. Now, we flew American Airlines. At the time of travel, they were not blocking off middle seats, as well as because of COVID, if you were to book their premium select, I believe they call it main cabin extra. If you book their main cabin extra, they are not offering alcoholic beverages. So essentially what you're receiving is an early boarding as well as the additional leg room. But other than that, like I said, the only way for you to have those alcoholic beverages would actually be for you to book in their business class. So just wanted to give you another call out in regards to that. But other than that, again, we flew in and out of the Antigua airport. While we were there, the escalator did not work. So we were kind of carrying our bags up and down the stairs. Hopefully about time that you travel, that will be fixed. But it's just a heads up, something to kind of keep in the back of your mind. There is that possibility that you may need to carry your bags up and down the stairs. So ladies, be mindful with what you pack. But other than that, that just about wraps it up for our trip for Hammock Cove. I hope that you found this video informational, and if you do have any additional questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I will absolutely respond to you and hopefully answer any questions that you do in fact have. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that if you are traveling to Hammock Cove that you have the best experience just like we did. With that being said, I'll go ahead and wrap things up because you've been hearing me talk for like over an hour. But please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until our next journey, thank you guys for watching. Bye. Wasn't going to finish this without you seeing these donkeys. They are too cute. Oh my gosh, they're crazy. I know, but that's crazy.